We are the Offerwall team, so thank you for joining us today. My name is Chafer. I started at Xsolla about a week ago, so please be patient with me. And this is Meghan. We have, to give you some history, we worked with Tapjoy for several years, building that Offerwall. We have a lot of experience in Wardage. We're going to take you through Offerwall today, talk about the benefits, talk a little bit about what it is, why it's good for publishers, advertisers, and the users. All right. Oh, do we have a clicker? Look at that. What a beauty. What a beauty. All right, so this is the Offerwall in total. Essentially, we have implemented an Offerwall that takes place primarily in a game. Most of the time we're working with publishers who already have some sense of a virtual currency. So here we're dealing with coins or gems or something that the game is wishing to give away to the user. So what you're going to see is the user is going to be presented with a list of quests. Sometimes these are called offers. We'll be calling them quests here at Xsolla. They get to choose. So the user gets to choose what quest they'd like to interact with. This could be anything from an app install, an engagement, be very low friction. It could be subscribing to a movie subscription like Offerwall. You're going to get a very small amount of virtual currency when you do something very low friction, like an email submit. But the more that the user has to do, the more virtual currency that they will earn. So on the left is the overview of the Offerwall, and on the right is our instructions page. The instructions page is really important because it explains to the user in detail what they have to do to complete the quest. Sorry, I've just realized something.
Okay, so there are three main parties that benefit from the Offerwall. The first party are the players and the users. So when players are in their game, they want to buy things, they want to unlock certain artifacts, currencies, they want to progress in the game. The Offerwall allows them to unlock those things for free instead of putting out their wallet. So that's a big benefit for players who might be blocked, maybe don't have the cash to actually spend money on in-game goods and currency. The Offerwall, as a user-initiated ad unit, gives them the ability to earn and unlock that currency for free. It also benefits advertisers. So if I am a brand or a game developer that's looking to get people to sign up for my service or download my game and engage with my game, I can reach a whole network of players that are raising their hand to say, I want to engage with an app. I want to go unlock currency. So that network of engaged players that are ready to engage with that brand or that game developer is a big benefit for those who are advertisers. And then last, we have the game developers. The game developers will be the ones who are, of course, hosting these Offerwalls. It's a huge benefit for game developers because they can effectively start monetizing the 95 to 97% of players that don't pull out their wallets in the game and still want to progress in the game. So the game developers are earning a percentage of the money that the advertisers are willing to spend to get those services and goods into those players' hands. So all three of these parties benefit in this beautiful ecosystem that is the Offerwall.
All right, diving a little bit deeper on the user flow. The Offerwall, one of the great benefits about it is you can call it from several different points in a game. Meghan mentioned this earlier, but if a user is stuck or you're, excuse me, there's an idle point in the game, we can call the attention to the Offerwall and bring the user to interact and start monetizing. And we're very flexible about where this goes. We have a lot of opinions about where it should go. So all the way to the left, you can see in this example, we're calling the user. They're taken to the first page of the Offerwall. Again, the user choice, they'll be presented anywhere from 10 to 20 different quests that they can take, all from very short friction to very high friction things if they're looking for more virtual currency. They're then presented with that instruction page, which goes into detail about what they need to do to complete it and also what they're going to get when they do. From there will be authenticating. So this is a unique to Xsolla feature where we will be authenticating users with an SMS code to make sure that they are a real user, a real player, and that they have the intention of going through with the quest they're completing. Once that's completed, they complete their quest. In this example, they're going to be installing an app for another game. Once they install and open that app, they'll be receiving their virtual currency. Also unique to Xsolla, they'll be receiving virtual currency from the game they started in, and they'll also be receiving some virtual currency from Xsolla. So double rewards for all users. Again, very unique to Xsolla. So types of quests. Lots of different things that users can do to interact and earn rewards. We talked about that low friction. Starting with almost the lowest friction is a CPI. So that's a cost per install. The user would come to the quest, install and open the app. That app gets tracked usually using an MMP, a mobile measurement partner like an AppsFlyer or Singular. And then they get their reward. And they have a new app that they can enjoy on their device. Going a little bit deeper, cost per engagement. So now not only are we asking the user to install and open the app, but we're going to ask them to go deeper into the app. It might be to get to level 10. It could be to get to level 20. We're going to track them in the same way. We're going to track that first initial install, and we're going to track an additional event down the line. And they will only get rewarded on that engagement once they've reached the end of that quest. CPA is cost per acquisition. A lot of times this is going to be making a purchase. You're going to go to a retailer site. You might have a minimum spend requirement. It could be going to Macy's and spending $50. At that point, we're going to trap you with a postback, and we're going to be giving you your virtual currency once you complete that transaction. That also could be a non-paid action. It could be something like fill out a survey. It could be asking us to provide an email address and submit it. So CPA can be very low friction or very high friction. Cost per click is probably the lowest friction that we do have. It would be basically getting the user to a destination site and rewarding them for going there. There are a lot of advertisers who like to work in this way. And then lastly, cost per view is the completion of watching a video. So we'll ask the user to watch a video, and at the end of the video, we will reward them for their time. All right.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to go into two different sections. The first is around benefits for game developers in terms of publishing the Offerwall and putting ads for their games on the Offerwall. And then Sarah can talk through the advertiser section for non-game advertisers and what it means to come advertise with us at Xsolla. Next, please. Okay. Some of you might be wondering, why an Offerwall now? Because they have been around for a little while, meaning they're a proven type of ad monetization. So it makes a ton of sense for Xsolla to be moving into this space. And the reason why you should come test an Offerwall with us is there's four main reasons. The first is that this is going to be a web-based Offerwall. We'll open up in web. It's a low-code integration, so there's no SDK to go integrate into your game and resubmit to the App Store. It's very easy to get up and going quickly with your dev team. Probably the biggest, I should probably put this one first. The biggest one is the 90% rev share. So many Offerwalls out there. If you want to go sign up for an Offerwall, it is just 50-50 rev share. So an advertiser decides they want to pay $10 to get somebody to install the game and play to level 5. Xsolla is going to be giving the game developer, $9 versus others. They would only be receiving $5 to $6, $7. Big selling point. That rev share actually translates to more rewards for the user as well. So it's also a huge benefit for the players. The same ad that they might see in another Offerwall, they're going to earn less rewards back in their game for that same offer compared to our Offerwall. And then next, because Xsolla is an incredible global commerce company, we already have a best-in-class fraud prevention and customer service. So the Offerwall is going to be able to integrate with those, with that infrastructure and piggyback on top of all of the processes that we have already built out, making any issues that your players might have within the Offerwall very easy to solve and to solve quickly. Okay, again, should have been the first slide. So, we are going to be the best rev share out there in the market. If you already have an offer wall, you could keep that offer wall, especially if it is an app. You should still be able to test the Xsolla offer wall, and again, you will be able to see side by side that the same ad in your in-app offer wall is going to make you less money than the Xsolla offer wall. So again, 90% rev share. We are also giving an integration bonus to any folks that want to sign up with us here at GDC this week, as well as a transfer bonus on their earnings if they also want to run ads across the Xsolla platform.
All right, moving over to the UA side. We talked a little bit about this, but your dollars are going to stretch a bit further using Xsolla because of the high rev share. So every bid you pass along, the reward gets passed in a much larger way to the user. So a quest that you complete with Xsolla is going to be a lot more valuable to a user than any other offer wall out there. A lot of variety on these campaign types. We talked through this in detail, but one of the things we'll be really focused on with our advertisers is making sure that they're hitting their lifetime value goals. We know that people who are focused on UA really truly care about ROAS. So not only will we be tracking their install, their engagement, but we will be working with them on their ROAS backend performance as well. And then this extra reward with the Xsolla points is really, again, another benefit to the user that's going to drive success with both the advertisers and the publisher. So just in a quick example of it too, 240 coins for the user that comes from the originating publisher and an extra 50 bonus from Xsolla. So customer service, another benefit of working with Xsolla, we know that publishers really care about the user experience. If a user for some reason does not get a reward, is confused about a quest, we don't want them calling the game itself. We want them to call us. We want to solve the issues. And going back to that SMS authentication, we're going to be able to easily tie back reward activity and crediting those users using their phone verification. Going back a little bit more into the best-in-class fraud prevention, that SMS verification is really important for a couple of reasons. One, we want to make sure we have authenticated real users entering the offer wall and completing quests. We're going to be one of the only offer walls out there that will have this, so that an authenticated user will not even see the offer wall until they've gone through the authenticated process. This is going to take care of a wide variety of quality issues that sometimes are seen on the offer wall that, again, differentiates us from other offer walls. So why would you work with Xsolla on the ad side? Going back to
very similar.
More rewards. More rewards, more scale. So again, we're going to be taking a much more aggressive approach to rewarding users, not only with that original virtual currency, but again, doubling down with Xsolla points as well. Qualified conversions, we're just creating a really highly valuable and authenticated user experience. Going back to that best-in-class fraud prevention, we'll be working with the MMPs to make sure that everything that goes through is authenticated and real. And again, 24/7 customer service support, so if they're not calling you, they're calling us.
Same benefits. I will say though, if you go back to that next one, from a non-game advertiser perspective, this verification process truly will drive higher quality. Players are already raising their hand when they go to the offer wall. When you add rewards to that process, you can get some, folks that are just doing it for the rewards. This type of verification where we're validating that this is a real human with a phone number, we're creating them, an Xsolla wallet that their extra red orbs and Xsolla points can go into. This whole process is actually highly beneficial for non-game advertisers as well. because of that extra step, it is going to drive an even higher quality user than they're used to getting on other Offerwalls. So although it seems like, an extra step in the process, it's one that's highly critical to the success for non-game advertisers. Want me to go through this one?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So if you are a game developer and you do want to work with us and you have you already have an Offerwall provider, that Offerwall provider is only opening up the Offerwall in their app, you do have the ability to launch the Xsolla Offerwall, which will open up in web. So there's a few different best practices around, hey, we have 2 Offerwalls, how do we message that to the user? The first thing is to differentiate it with kind of clear messaging. So you do want to make sure that it's clear that there's another Offerwall for them to go look at and check out. The second thing that you want to do is keep it near your existing Offerwalls. So you don't want to bury the Xsolla Offerwall link, somewhere that nobody's going to find it. You want to make sure that it's clear that you can engage with a secondary Offerwall by keeping the prompt close to where your original Offerwalls are. And third, this is most important, you really want to message that there's a reason to go to this other Offerwall, and the reason is that you're going to get 2 or 3 times the amount of rewards as a player. So all of these reasons or best practices is kind of how you should implement the Xsolla Offerwall if you currently have another Offerwall running.
And another reason that's really important is because of that customer service piece. We want the user to know they have a problem, who to come back to.
Yep. And if you are a game developer that's new to Offerwalls and you want to implement and you're not exactly sure where it should go, how to message it correctly to your players, the first kind of way that you should think about putting an Offerwall in is within the store. There is a lot of data out there that shows that the more currency folks have, whether they get that currency by buying it or by engaging with Offerwalls, actually leads them to be higher value players in the long run because they have more currency to play with. So the Offerwall is actually hugely beneficial to have a prompt in the store because folks are going to go there and they abandon, and this is a great way to really monetize them effectively. The next is in the current homepage or if there are any other reward sections. So this is an example of it kind of on the homepage where there's always a kind of always on prompt. Do you need more rewards or do you want to check out getting more rewards? That's a great place to put it. And then last, it is a dynamic push. So there's always going to be these natural kind of breaks in the game where I run out of lives, I run out of currency, and that's a way for the developer to earn more and monetize those folks. This is a great way to say, and especially to push it to somebody that's never paid in the game before, to push hey, do you need more? Go check out the Offerwall. So this is a great way to also A/B test if you do have a current Offerwall to kind of try pushing your current and then pushing Xsolla to see how the conversion rate is. Oh, and here we are, the team. The end. Thank you.
Any questions?
Oh, ask us anything.
Can you help me understand what it is?
Any more questions?
Oh, you have a question? Yes.
Can you expand on the Xsolla points? What are they for? How to take them?
Yes, the Xsolla points are going to be the user essentially will have a wallet created for them once they go through the verification process. So those Xsolla points will go into that wallet, and then the user can use those points across several different Xsolla entities. So one example is X.LA, which is a kind of digital mall where, as a game developer, that's a new place for you to acquire new users. You can put different artifacts and goods, special content into this mall. So the points are actually you can use that as real currency in that mall. So that's one great example. And also just thinking about it sort of as like a credit card reward system in a way. You will be able to kind of use those points to make purchases and get credits. So again, it's a huge selling point for the player to have that as a loyalty piece using the Xsolla Offerwall compared to other Offerwalls.
And I think from an advertiser's perspective, it just adds to the experience, and they're not necessarily paying for it. They're using their own bid to drive what's happening on the publisher side, and this is an added benefit from it that will help drive the behavior. We already know the users like rewards, so we just want to do them.
That is a good point. The advertiser does not have to pay for those. Xsolla is providing those. You got any more for us?
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.